Hello, welcome to the Triarch Introductory tape. Now, I don't think any introduction is needed, as you'll be seeing me probably very soon. Soon in person, and I prefer in-person introductions personally. Anyways, welcome. Congrats on your acceptance into Triarch. Now, in this little presentation, we'll go over what we do at Triarch, your role and everything, and the Sample 54 byproducts. You'll learn what Sample 54 is pretty soon, if you don't already know. Now, Triarch was established just not long after United Nations. In fact, it was established by the United Nations to protect society from threats deemed too abnormal, such as extraterrestrial threats or the supernatural. However, that means that you are now personally responsible for your family's safety. That's right. What an honor. However, there are more darker howevers. There's been a rather recent conundrum involving a material dubbed Sample 54. As far as we're aware, it's a type of uranium that comes as a byproduct of nuclear disaster and the oncoming fallout. Now, initially, we believed that this resource was scarce. However, upon further exploration, we found that there's much more, including a much smaller variants, such as the dust, which turned out to be, well, dust of Sample 54. Now, luckily, as far as we're aware, we have managed to contain all major instances of Sample 54, from stuff like the pebbles to the boulders, and even some of the dust through some lessening measures. Now, unfortunately, in that time, some instances have already been created from Sample 54, and we'll be going over them. Because you are part of Monarch. What's Monarch? Well, it's a division in Triarch, which basically helps in a lot of the major swings with these kaiju, as we're calling them, for simplicity's sake. You help in the event of further kaiju instances and documenting said kaiju instances. Containment is optional. Now, Monarch is not just you, it's a team effort, as hinted by the whole division thing. And you'll be working furiously alongside your co-workers to ensure a good future for the world. That's right. Now, we've made a good chunk of efforts to make sure that society stays in the dark about these threats, such as creating Toho, which acts as our good old buddy old pal. That is our sort of misinformation spreader, making films about the threats and discrediting any stories about them. But we're not going to focus too hard on them. So, I think it's time we finally get into those instances. GJ54, RD56, HD71. These are the three main instances that we have thus far documented. Now, starting off, RD56. RD56 is an avian-type creature. Now, you may not be able to see it too clearly, but if you look close enough, you should see it. In fact, there's a second one up near the top. Now, these creatures, they never come alone. They are pack scavengers, and they will pick off anything they find. So, pretty much just very aggressive vultures. And furthermore, or if you encounter one alone, they shouldn't be much of a threat. I mean, unless they get a bite on you. Those things have the biting strength of a crocodile. Luckily, their opening strength is, like, really fucking weak. Why do I have to do this? For fucking pay raise? God damn it! Oh. Get this over with, get this over with. Okay, gotta edit this out later. Now, furthermore, these avian creatures will often not instigate at all if they are alone. However, be aware that they can and probably will come back in numbers. It's a strategy that's taken a lot of operatives. Now, in the event that one does try to latch onto you, even if it is alone, try going for a swift punch to the chest, which is their most vulnerable region. This will cause them to be winded, and you can get a chance to escape. However, again, they come back in numbers. Now, on to HD 71. And this is our current best photo, and you can already kinda get a vague idea of what it's like. It's a giant, fleshy, rotting humanoid. I feel sorry for that bastard. What do you mean you don't feel sorry for him? He went to the quarantine zone to retrieve some rocks, had his friends melted, and then suddenly got turned into a monster himself. How can you not feel sympathy for that guy? Ugh. Okay, this torment. Jesus, why'd I have to be assigned to Patriarch? Ugh. Okay, gotta edit that out as well. HD 71 is extremely aggressive. However, luckily, especially since we are all equipped of one, at least one of you is at all times, it is extremely susceptible to flames, which means a good old flamethrower can often ward it off. Now, there's a special note here by the administrator to terminate on sight, so, keep that in mind when you're going up against this thing. If it does get a hand on you, however, So anyways, going on to the big one, as I like to say, GJ54. Now, this one has the best quality in terms of photo, but is also the most dangerous, honestly. Now, we don't exactly have much information on this one, apart from the fact that it's just a big lizard, really, and is emitting a huge amount of radiation all the time. So, it's advised that when encountering GJ54, you vacate the area as soon as possible. This will help you stay far away from the radiation and also the threat of the big lizard itself. Now, thank you for taking this small time out of your day to see this presentation. Have a good one. And remember, Monarch does all the talking when it comes to Gaiju. Yeah, all these fellas. Alright, I'm finally done. Fuck! So ready to get off this fucking shit. God damn it.